What is a great technique with a plastic worm fishing around lily pads? Good morning, guys and girls. June 11th. May I be the very first in the whole world here at 5 o'clock in the morning on June 11th to wish my beautiful daughter, Sherry, happy birthday. That's right. It's Sherry's birthday today. She'll appreciate hearing from all of y'all out there. But Sherry is, I can't say how old Sherry is today. First of all, she would kill me. I'm not ready to die. But Sherry has lived a very fruitful and a fairly long life. Not a long life compared to mine, but she's a couple of decades behind. I'll just put it that way. Happy birthday, Sherry. I love you, sugar. You know, I talking to Chris the other day. We have Mother's Day that we just had not too long ago. Father's Day is just around the corner, so we've done a lot talking about our kids. When you get our age, you don't really talk a lot about your mom and dad, your grandma and granddad. You think about them a lot, and Father's Day coming up real soon is one that's going to be it's difficult for me, but it's going to be great because I'm actually going to be over at in Farmington, Arkansas, at the brand new church speaking on that Sunday morning. And I'm hoping to have my kids with me. I'm not sure I can drag them out of the Keys Baptist Church, but I'm going to try to drag them over there to that church with me that morning. But I'm looking forward to being over there at a brand new church, not new brand, brand new church, and visiting with all the folks over there. I've been there before, over there with Chase Robinson from the Duck Dynasty, and a good friend. And we just had a great evening over there. And I'm looking forward to Father's Day in Farmington, Arkansas. Great, tremendous church. I just can't wait to get over there and worship. I just can't wait. But happy birthday to my beautiful daughter. And as I was talking about, I've talked to Chris here a lot lately about how blessed we are as a mother and a father of having the kind of kids that we have in Jamie and Sherry. We only have two. I wish I'd had 3 or 4 or 5. 3 would have been really good. Couldn't afford the 2 I got, but still can't afford the 2 I have. But those 2 have been there. They've done nothing but work in the company ever since they were little bitty kids, 7 or 8 years old. And everything that we've done, everything that we've accomplished in fishing and business and everything else is not because of me. It's not because of Chris and I. It's because of those 2 kids plus Chris and I. And because they've just been incredibly great kids, and never had to go get either one of them out of jail. Never had to. I'm telling you, they're just great kids. What can I say? Both happily married and both doing a lot of work in their church, their own church, and celebrating Jesus every single day, talking about Jesus every single day. What great kids. We're looking at Romans 7:15 today, Romans 7:15, and it says, I do not do what I want to do, I do the things that I hate. That was Paul speaking, the guy that wrote most of the New Testament, a guy that just absolutely, can you be any better Christian than Paul? Come on, Paul. And yet he says, I do not do what I want to do, I do the things that I hate. To me, Carolina rig fishing is about as close as you can come to not going fishing at all. It's a tremendous technique, and it really catches a lot of fish. There's absolutely no doubt about it. My buddy Red Berry throws that Carolina rig out there and whacks them. One time in a basketball tournament, Chris was in like 2nd or 3rd place. Well, I think she might have been leading the tournament after the first day. And I asked her how much her limit weighed, and she said, only caught 2. And I said, Lord, how big were they? And she said, both of them over 7 pounds. Caught both of them on a point on a Carolina rig in the exact same pocket. 1 point on the left, 1 point on the right. And so a Carolina rig is it's great. In addition, it's a really simple technique to learn. But for me, it's a little bit like watching lily pad flowers open up. You have to sit there and do a lot of watching to see that happen. Paul is complaining here in Romans that he committed sins that he hates. He commits the very sins that he hates, the very sins that he preaches about and preaches against. You know, we're probably the most guilty of doing this in close personal relationships, such as with our family. We have a tendency to seem to treat those we love the very most with the most disrespect, with the most anger, and with the least compassion and affection as anybody in the world. We get downright ugly sometimes with our families. And sometimes that causes divisions that are hard to heal. Very, very hard to heal. Here's what we need to think about. Here's what we need to do. Thinking about this verse right here. But I do the things that I hate. When something goes wrong today, bite your tongue with whomever it is, swallow your pride, and speak words of love, speak words of encouragement, instead of harsh and ugly words. We can change so many things if we just do the things that we know we should do and avoid the things that we hate. Avoid those sins that we hate. And I'll tell you what, I get sort of just overwhelmed at times. Say something bad to Chris and it hurts her so much and she cries. It just about kills me. And I know I shouldn't have done it. And I immediately start repenting of it. Start telling her that I'm sorry. If you said something that hurt somebody close to you, that's the easiest way to get out of it. Repent of that sin, because it is a sin. Tell them you're sorry. Tell them you're sorry. What technique to use? What technique should we be using in those out in those grass beds? In the grass beds, slow rolling the worm. Slow rolling worm out there. Throw it out there and just slow roll it down. You don't have to drop it and pump it and do all this. Just wind, slow roll it, using a 1/8 or a 1/16 ounce slip sinker. A 1/8 or a 1/16 ounce slip sinker. Throw it out there and just slow roll it through that grass. Slow roll a plastic worm. I think you're better off probably some sort of plastic worm that's got a little curly tail on it. But that's not really necessary. Even a straight tail worm, slow roll it through there. Slow roll it through that grass bed. The grass might be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 feet down. Get down there where you're making contact with it and roll it through there. You'll catch a lot of fish doing that. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one. Fish lucky. And remember, I sure do love you.